My name is Praveen Kumar. I have been working as a full stack JavaScript specialist. I wrote CSS using JavaScript. If I had not experienced that worst times, I wouldn't be the best right now what you're looking at. You copied my idea and you created a workplace by Facebook. They brought me into the Facebook offices in London HQ. JSX became React. React became my love. Should I go with backend or should I go with frontend? If you want to become a full stack developer, go with this. Your confidence level matters.
What's up guys, welcome back. This is your Cloud Pilot Udesh, and in today's video we have with us Praveen Kumar, who is a full stack consultant at UK. So he has accepted our invitation to share his journey as a full stack developer, and he's also going to tell us how to start your career as a full stack developer. So welcome Praveen, thanks for accepting my invite, and it's a pleasure to see you here.
Obviously it's the Cloud Pilot. What else can I say? So you have been doing really awesome things by interviewing a lot of people, and I'm so honored to be one of them here. And wow, man, how did you even manage to do all these things? Like, you are a student, you are a cloud computing specialist, you are I mean, what not? I keep telling the whole thing like a menu of a hotel, right? And wow, so you have been doing a lot of things for the community, and I'm here to support you and others who are doing the same. So great.
Yeah, so basically I started interviewing at your channel. So people who don't know, Praveen has a YouTube channel of his own where he posts many contents and interviewing many people. So if you haven't visited his channel, I'll put the link in the description so you can visit that out and subscribe it. So Praveen, why don't you take a few moments to say something about yourself?
Definitely. So hi everyone. My name is Praveen Kumar. I'm originally from Chennai, India. I'm currently working in London for one of the top 2 banks in the UK. So here I have been working as a full stack JavaScript specialist, and I'm specializing on React and Node.js. And currently I'm the lead consultant in one of the big companies here in the UK. The thing is, it's I'm basically an engineer as well, right? So what do engineers do? We learn a lot of things. We get a lot of problems. We try to approach the problems in certain way and to solve it as well. How about Indian engineers? Do you even need to talk about more? So if you give us a problem like 1 is equal to 2, prove, we will prove it, hence proved. So that's exactly what I've been doing a lot of times. Like, I come across a lot of problems in my work, in my development time, and then I try to somehow struggle and find out a solution, and I document all those solutions in my YouTube channel. So for those who have not seen that, go ahead, hit the subscribe so that you'll be learning a lot of things from it. And not only that, Udesh has been doing a lot of things on cloud, and don't forget to subscribe his channel as well, and give this video a like and a thumbs up.
Sure. So how did you actually start your journey into full stack? So basically, where did you start and when did you start?
Okay, it was during my dial-up times. So let me try to recall. It's in 1999 when I just got my first Windows machine. It was a Windows 98 machine, and when I was in my Chennai house, there was a dial-up connection of like 56 kbps and 56 kbps. Can't imagine. We are in the terms of like 100 mbps and other things, right? So right, so I have been fascinated by the designs and the colors of the web, and I always like to like create everything. You won't believe that the first time when I wrote the CSS, it was using JavaScript, which is crazy, right? So that's how I started into my front end stuff. It's a front end journey. I kept doing a lot of different things, but later I came to know that whatever I have done was nothing compared to what I'm doing now. So it was not even like 0.001% of what I learned for about like it was back in 1999. I was in my 8th standard, 8th, 9th, 10th. I was concentrating on all these things, and then later on I got into TCS at the after my college in it's I did my BE computer science, and after 4 years of college life, I went to TCS, and there I met a lot of nice mentors. They were really awesome, and after meeting them, I came to know that I realized that whatever I have done is like nothing. So I had two choices. Should I go with backend or should I go with front end? Back in those days, when I was studying in my 8th standard, I started with PHP. So what exactly happened was, my first ever programming hit was in 6th standard, where I met my neighbor, Bhaskar uncle. He's the one person who gave me Visual Basic 6 for learn Visual Basic 6 and Record Time by Steve Brown. So this was the first event where I came to know, okay, so this is programming, this is what I can do. Like, I created my own encyclopedia. It was using VB6, and I came to know that VB6 will not run on other devices. I have to do something else. Then I came to know that there is something called as web. Okay, that was the first time I hear that there is internet, the web, etc. So at that point of time, there is something called as a language called ASP VB script. This is the classic ASP, not the .NET one. So in classic ASP, I started writing code. It is almost similar to the VB6 script, and it was fine until I came to know that if I need to host those websites, I need to have money, right? So ASP sites, they are all powered by Microsoft products, and Microsoft products are never free. And later on, I came to know that there is a concept called as open source in my 10th standard. So that was when I came to know that there is a language called as PHP by Rasmus Lerdoff, and I was completely scared of going into that language because you know how VB script is, right? So it is like the normal pure English. You can't expect a person who has been like, English, you talk English, or our local language, Tamil, Malayalam, etc., or Telugu. But when it comes to programming, it is completely different. It is like, if condition, for loop, while loop, then switch case, etc. But in terms of Visual Basic, it is completely natural language. I was like completely baffled. Oh my god, this is not what I want. And then came to know that, okay, if I need to go for free, because I'm a student, I don't even have a pocket money. I was like, literally, I have to think 10 to 15 times if I need to buy a 10 rupee lace packet, 5 rupees lace packet back in those days. So to that level, I don't have access to any funds or anything. Then leave the $1, $2, or $15 web hosting back in those days. Then I came to know that there are a couple of websites where you can host your site for free, but with a banner ad and stuff like that. And then most predominantly, there were two languages that were dynamic in nature. One was CGI and one was LAMP stack. That's when PHP entered into my life. So there was this book called PHP 5 for Dummies. PHP 5 is no more now, but yeah, it started with PHP 5 for Dummies by Janet Valladay. I'm trying to still connect to that author on LinkedIn. I still haven't got her LinkedIn request accepted, but let's see what happens. So this book completely changed my life. Like, I started into LAMP stack, everything went well, all these things went well, and then finally I went to my company, TCS, and they asked me two choices. You want to be a backend developer or you want to be a front-end developer? I thought front end sucked for me because I wrote CSS using JavaScript, right? I'm the worst person ever you can imagine. So I said, like, okay, I'll go with backend. Okay, backend means you will be working on Ruby on Rails. Wait, what? What is Ruby on Rails? Okay, I'll stick with whatever I know, at least HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I'll go with front end. At that point of time, I was mentored by people who were from MS and Yahoo, etc., and they were teaching me PayPal. There is one person who is right now in PayPal, and every single thing, I went to the depths of my valleys and heights of the mountains, and wow, I learned full stack in the proper way in this 3 years of TCS life. Actually, it was only for the first 6 months. Then after that, it was like usual. Then so that's how I learned my front end, actually, not even back end. So back end, yes, I was working with PHP, but even then, the maximum I have scratched was like 5% or 10% of what it was possible. And later on, coming back, I came to the University of Leicester, where I did my master's in cloud computing. I learned a lot of things which I actually worked with my team, which obviously the company, you cannot expect them to explain each and everything. They are not, like teachers or something like that. But I learned everything in proper way in my cloud computing degree. And then, wow, this is my life. Then, yeah, at that point, I can say myself proudly as a full stack developer. So I knew the back end from my early ages. I knew the front end thanks to TCS and the worst experiences I had with the clients, etc. And everything, like, if you want to have I mean, like, if you are a rock, you start as a clay or a rock, and if you bear the pain of the sculptor, then you will become the god, or you will be the plate where the people put their shoes on, right? So yeah, that's exactly I went through in TCS times. And well, that was paying me a lot now, because if I had not experienced that worst times, I wouldn't be the best right now what you're looking at. So PHP MySQL one side. After that, I did my master's in cloud computing dissertation on LAMP stack. I recreated the Facebook's version in a how do you say, like a local environment. Like Facebook, you cannot use it everywhere, right? And it is a hosted application. It is hosted by Facebook company. But if you want a Facebook kind of an application on your own premises, you can do it using my application. It's called Social. It's there in my LinkedIn. You can have a look at it, and that is exact replica of Facebook. And then at that point of time, I got a, because it was like an exact replica of Facebook, there has been some crazy dishum with Facebook company. And then one of the spokesperson talked to me, and I was telling them, you copied my idea and you created a workplace by Facebook. And they spoke to me saying like, what exactly happened? And I said it was just a joke, but yes, this is what I did, which is similar to workplace by Facebook. They were super interested. They brought me into the Facebook offices in London HQ, and then we had a brief talk. And for a 1 week, I was boot camped with them, saying that they have one super awesome language that is going to rock the world. It is called JSX. Okay, what does that mean? And then they said like, it is JavaScript and XML. You have to combine these two things. I was like, dude, I can't even like register it in my mind. I was telling JS is my love. Now you make me say JS sucks. JS sucks. No, you guys are like insane. And after 7 days, I was completely hating the language that they were creating. And after some time, I came to know that, yeah, it seems reasonable. And there were a lot of things that can be done using it. JSX became React. React became my love. That's how I became a full stack MERN stack developer and full stack LAMP stack developer. That's a short story that happened like 6 years ago.
Good. So what are the challenges you have faced as a full stack web developer?
Well, challenges are daily, because JavaScript is the only thing that takes in something like change is the only constant, right? Change is the one that never changes, right? So if you complete your, let's say, React.js 15 today, tomorrow it will be React.js 16. And it doesn't mean that whatever you learned till yesterday is obsolete, but a lot of things are changing every single day, at least not if every single hour. And keeping up with the changes is really a tough thing. So React has already got competitors: Svelte, Vue.js, AngularJS. AngularJS is already dead, I can say. Sorry, Google. And Vue.js, it is already a nightmare for me. Svelte is actually coming up really faster. And then there are many other languages that are coming up in a very quick fashion. So keeping up with all these things is really a tough thing. And again, one of the main things I feel in my workplace is to understand others' code and decipher what I need to do and how to make it better. So that seems to be a really a big nightmare for me. So these are a couple of things that I feel that can be, that's ever growing and ever their problem.
Good thing that I didn't become a full stack developer.
But you're a cloud computing person, dude. You have to get into full stack somehow.
Yeah. So what is the demand for a full stack developer?
It's extreme, because companies can actually do two things with one salary, right? One person is enough for doing two works. So the demand is really high. And unlike India, in the UK and in the Western countries, the salary are like at least 10 times higher than what India can offer. Sorry, India, but that's the truth. And the respect is also higher, by the way. So back in India, when I say I am a front-end developer, they say, oh, you're a painter guy. Just sit there, shut up. We will come once the backend guys are done. They'd give not much importance back in those days when I tried to apply for jobs. And they were never anything more than, 20,000 or 30,000 back in India, but at that same time, I was at least getting like 3 lakhs per month when they were not even ready to give 3 lakhs per year in India. Sorry about the numbers, but yes, that is true.
So, what would you suggest as a roadmap for a full stack web developer?
See, there are a couple of things which I wanted to suggest. Let me try sharing my screen. I wanted to show you the right roadmap for the web developers. So, okay, I hope you are able to see the screen, right? There is a website called roadmap.sh. So if you want to become a full stack developer, it is a combination of both front end and back end. Okay. So for the front end, go with this. For the back end, go with this. And if you are going for React, go with this. Okay. All these things are like properly made by a huge team, I believe. Who cares? But whatever they have given us, really awesome. So if you see this, if you want to become a front-end developer, you have to go through all these things. You start with how internet works. What is the DNS, how it works, what's the domain name, what is hosting, HTTP, HTTPS, browsers, all these things, very basic stuff. Then HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Inside the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, you'll learn about the basics, layouts, responsive design. That is the main thing that we need. Then the top technologies in CSS, not technologies, top things in CSS. Then we have version control systems, Git, GitHub. Then we have the partners, GitLab, sorry, competitors, GitLab and Bitbucket. Then it's not so important to have your web security knowledge, but it is always better to have one. Then we have package managers like NPM and Yarn. I'll go with either because Yarn is backed by Facebook, NPM is backed by Node.js Foundation, obviously Google. And then we have built tools. Then there is a framework. Just pick up framework, and these people say React is better than Angular and Vue. So you can look at all these things like CSS frameworks. All these things will learning at least the most of them will get you to be a good front-end developer. And again, you have to keep on learning. That is the thing. Then coming to the backend development, after finishing the front-end development, the basics of front-end development, all these things, once you have done, you go with a particular language. JavaScript is one of the best. Look at all the other things, C#, Java, PHP, Ruby, Python, all these things are not okay. JavaScript is the best. And then go into version control systems, GitHub, the same thing. Then databases. MySQL was best. Now PGSQL seems to be really good. Then all these transactions and database theories, which you would have studied in your third semester or third year in your engineering. And then coming to the APIs, REST APIs, then authentication, etc. These things are really, really important. And then finally coming to your caching and more into web security, because this is very important right now. You need to learn about like OWASP and other things. All these things are really important. Just go through all these things, search engine optimization, CI/CD pipelines. Then, yep, lots of things are here. WebSockets, blah, keep learning. So this is about backend developer. So once you complete this front end and backend, you will become a full stack developer. And coming to the React side, so fundamental topics, hooks, states, etc. Like this is still in beginner thing, I believe. So yeah, keep looking at these things. So what is a full stack developer without a website? So this is my website. So I hope it works. Hey everyone, that's me. Where am I? Boom, that's me. So I'm a cat lover, I'm a cook. And anyone who is saying a website, you're a web developer, please, I request you to have a simple website like mine. So this has something like a small introduction section. What is my profile? What are my skills? If you want to get me hired, like something like that, you can hire me. Then this is my experience and this is my education. This is my portfolio. For portfolio, I will say, even if you do something very small, very basic, put it in your social networks and try to flaunt it. This is really, really important for marketing yourself, right? So make sure you do that. And see, if you see even mine, the first one looks so bad and the last one looks really good, right? These are the first two things and these are the last two things. So that is where you look at things. And so these are the things. And if you like to teach others, or if you like to write, always try to write blogs and tell others your story and your how you did something or something like that. And that will actually help you to improve your writing skills. Not only that, you will also get you'll also share your ideas to others as well. And this is what people talk behind me. and this is how you can talk behind me. Okay, so that's about my website. And don't forget, I do have a YouTube channel. So if you see this, there are like loads and loads of things that are there in this, and you can find a lot of nice information like open source, React.js. Everything is about React and Node mostly, and there are some bots and gaming as well. So a lot of things are there here, which definitely will be worth looking at. And yeah, so that's about my website and myself. So there you go. Over to you, Udesh.
Cool. And you just said that this is a simple website, and I don't think this is a simple one. I
I
have
just use
struggled to make
Bootstrap.
a simple one.
I've just used Bootstrap and JavaScript. Oh, for example, for your information, if you are looking for building your own website, stay tuned. I'm gonna come up with something called as Automate Yourself, and it's gonna be really awesome for creating your own portfolios by writing just a very simple line of code, and it would be really nice. You'll enjoy it.
Looking forward
So
for that.
people like Udesh will not be spared. So if you say that I don't have time or I don't have knowledge about it, man, we can't accept it. We'll kick you. You have to get a website soon.
Yeah, I do have. So
Awesome.
how how does one prepare for these full stack interviews?
So interviews, the best thing is I go unprepared. So yeah, okay. So the first thing is just be strong in the basics of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. That is what will make. I mean, like we saw a lot of concepts in the roadmap.sh, right? So make sure you are good with all those concepts, and that alone will actually help you in getting the best out of your interview. First thing, your confidence level matters. Whatever happens, just stay confident, stay cool. Yeah, okay. What is mitochondria? Yeah, mitochondria might be a con artist, or just start blabbering even if you are not sure. People see your confidence level more than what it is. Your attitude more matters a lot than what you learn, what you have the knowledge of. Because whenever see, the attitude you cannot teach, but the concepts can be taught. So if your attitude is right, you will be obviously selected. If that doesn't happen, let me know. I'll make it happen.
How can one be an exceptional full stack developer?
Practice is what makes anyone perfect. And I have been practicing these things like back and front end. Getting you find a lot of problems in your life. Just try to solve everything using this. So not exactly your your problem with your partner or something like that. I'm saying about the technical problems that will be there a lot. So Stack Overflow is the place where you will find a lot of problems. I keep answering a lot of questions to them. A lot of people post crazy questions. I try to answer everything, and that way, oh wow, can people even create problems like this? That's what my first question. And yes, there are problems like this. So I try to help them out. I try to make it really like I try to provide a solution. I'll try to provide an approach, and I try to document those things. So that way you will be able to get the best out of yourself. So that's one thing. And when you know what exactly, see, this is a game, right? Stack Overflow is like you have this small window of time where you have to be the first person to answer. It's also dubbed as fastest gun in the West, FGITW. So if you are the first person to answer, then consider it as an interview. Even in the interviews will be cakewalk for you.
Cool. So you have done a lot in the open source, so maybe you are the right person to answer it. What is the importance of
Eddie Jolly would be.
what is the importance of open source contributions?
So what is the importance of being a teacher anywhere? That's the same thing. So how a teacher is important in the whole world, it is the same. I could actually do the same thing. Like I could compare it with the open source world as well. Open source, you will either share your knowledge or give your learnings to others, right? So it is in the form of code with the documentation. That's exactly what I see as. And it's also a great great note-taking app as well. So whatever you have done, you can, if you have created as a project and push it to the GitHub and other places, well, that you have actually added all these things as a, note-taking thing. So think about that way.
Awesome. So one last question: what is your advice to the aspiring full stack devs?
Okay, first thing, keep practicing. Full stack, when it comes to the front end, a lot of JavaScript, mostly it would be JavaScript or TypeScript. TypeScript gets compiled into JavaScript. So JavaScript is the only thing that you will be learning in the front end. So a lot of things, a lot of concepts are evolving every single day rapidly. So make sure you keep up with them as good as possible, as much as possible. That's the first thing. Secondly, when it comes to backend, choose one particular language or maximum two and try to concentrate on that. Don't go with everything. People say like, hey, .NET is good, hey, Java is good. Even if you give me 1 crore rupees per minute, I won't code in Java. So that's me. So you have to be such, I mean, like, this firmness comes with experience. So make sure that you try to get that experience from yourself. You have to keep on practicing. You have to find which language you will be good at. So that's exactly what I wanted to say. And there you go.
Cool. So I guess that's it. And thank you so much, Praveen, for sharing all those insights. And I guess
Thank you so much,
everyone
Udesh, for
gonna
having me here.
yeah, yeah. And I guess like I hope everybody has made a lot of really good points from these what you've told. And thank you guys
Yeah.
for watching. I hope this has helped you enough, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
See you all and stay safe.